program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. What you have just seen is the beloved NBC bird, known to us all as the peacock. Why they didn't select our friendly fuchsia-feathered English farthingale, the Queen and I will never understand. Judy won't be too pleased either. Ta-da!
That's not funny.
As you know, Miss Raskin, it is the policy of our airlines not to hire married stewardesses. So I must ask for your resignation.
Oh, well, Mr. Pfeiffer, I'm not married.
Oh, wonderful. Well, in that case, then we're both on the Flight 17 to San Francisco.
Captain Columbus. This is America, all right, but it looks like Leif Erikson got here first.
How can you tell?
Well, there's Danish beer cans all over the beach.
Look, Al, one place where there isn't enough integration is in sports.
Are you kidding? What about baseball, football, track?
Yeah, but name me one Negro polo player.
A message to my people. Things are getting better. Isn't it too bad the show isn't?
Speak up, young lady.
So help me, Mr. Holmes, I had nothing to do with it.
We can't take any chances. I'll have to dust you for fingerprints. This may take a while, Watson. Come along, young lady.
Peaches,
Yeah?
I have a feeling I'm going to be in here for a long time.
Oh, why do you say that?
This morning they gave me a suit with 2 pairs of pants.
Goldie, you've been a bunny for over 2 months now. Is it time you got over your shyness?
And now, from the transplant ward of the Burbank Lonely Hearts Club, NBC lovingly presents Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. Or is it laughingly presents Rowan and Martin's Love-In? Starring Dan Rowan and Dick Martin, with guest star Davy Jones and Judy Carn, Artie Johnson, with Ruth Buzzy, Henry Gibson, Goldie Hawn, Dave Madden, Alan Suze, and Joanne Worley, with Chelsea Brown, J.J. Barry, yours truly, Gary Owens, and Morgo as the friendly Drell. But first, a word from our alternate spinster.
My boyfriend Harry used to weigh 287 pounds, but after only 2 short weeks of taking nothing but fats off, his weight was down to 153 pounds, including the casket.
That's funny. Oh, that's funny.
Yes, it is.
And now for the twinkling toes and titillating tonsils of that tantalizing twosome, the darling Dan Rowan and the dreaded Dick Martin.
Sounds like thunder, doesn't it?
Yes, it's just
Little like thunder.
overwhelming. You almost feel like doing it over again. You want to do it over again?
No.
Hey, I tried to call you yesterday.
That's funny. I was out all day.
Oh,
Yeah.
you were out all day.
Yeah, I was with Uncle Marley.
I don't believe I know your Uncle Marley. He's not, that's not your invisible uncle.
No, that's Uncle Willard.
Uncle Willard.
Uncle
yeah.
Willard.
What does Uncle Marley do?
He trains birds.
He's a bird trainer.
That's funny. So is my Uncle Marley.
Huh. Is there a lot of call for bird training?
Well, yeah. Let's say you got a homing pigeon that you're very fond of.
I got a homing pigeon I'm very fond of.
Say, you just said that.
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
you? Yeah. Well, for one reason or another, say you have to move, right?
All right, and he trains him to fly to the new house, right?
No, he talks him out of moving.
Talks him.
See, now, Morley is the friend of the birds, you see.
Sure.
And it was Uncle Morley who erected the statue
Uncle
of the
Morley?
unknown pigeon in Central Park.
Didn't know there was any such statues. I know.
Oh, yeah. Generals come from miles around just
I don't want to hear it. It's a good idea, though, yeah.
You think that's something? Morley has a minor bird that can recite the entire works of Truman Capote. Isn't that a thrill?
Boy, that
Huh?
probably doesn't leave him much time for flying.
Oh, gosh, no, he's straight.
Yeah. Listen, I certainly would be proud to meet this Uncle Marley. Marley is
Marley.
Marley of yours.
Yes. Well, he can't do that. See, he just walked south for the winter.
He walked south for the winter.
Told you he couldn't fly, didn't I?
I see. Well, why don't you and I walk south to the party?
Why don't we fly?
Okay, you want to fly to the party with us?
Here we go.
Can't decide what to take this semester, but we've narrowed it down to either the administration building or the library.
When I was a little girl, in my neighborhood, we used to play a game called What Do You Want to Be If You Grow Up?
If Washington is your seat of government, what do you call the politicians who work there?
Statistics show that the majority of home fatalities occur in the bathtub. Dad says that explains the low death rate among hippies. Oh, Dad's a lot of fun. Hubba, hubba.
I believe in the practice of sexual fidelity.
Race you to the practice room.
When I was a little girl, my mother and father entered me in a beautiful baby contest. That was the last I ever saw of them.
Hey, if the poor people are afraid of the cops, let them do like I do. Hire a bodyguard.
The Warsaw Pact has come up with new effort to get it to moon. They're making 40 million Poles stand on each other's shoulders.
My new congressman has a perfect attendance record. He hasn't missed a single Washington cocktail party so far.
Hey, Goldie, if the teachers are on strike and the students are on strike, what do they do with our school taxes?
Well, I think they give them to the kids on welfare so they can, finish school because they never did.
You know, more Americans have been killed on the highways and all the wars combined. Maybe we should bring our soldiers home from Vietnam and send our drivers over there.
Hey, let's make a deal. If the parents will stop trying to become teenagers, the teenagers will try to stop becoming parents.
That's a fantastic idea, young man.
You see, Joanne, today in America, sex is the great driving force.
Oh, sure. You know, it's much better when you're apart.
That the church is against cruelty to animals has nothing to do with those of us trying to kill the latest papal bull.
This is your offstage announcer reminding you that top secret scientists are working on a hydrogen bomb with a silencer on it, in case we have to attack an enemy library.
Hello, hello, hello. And now heave to while laughing fires the news across your bow. And if you can't heave to, at least heave one.
All right, love.
Oh, that's cute. That's very cute.
Isn't that funny?
Cute. You really sucked it to me.
That's not funny, Davy.
Oh, that's funny, funny. You bet your sweet bucket it's funny.
And now for the news of the present, here's the man to whom the news wouldn't be the news without the news. Here's Dickie.
present, London. It was learned today that the new record album, which showed Beatle John Lennon and his girlfriend Yoko completely nude, had sold over 2 million copies before anyone noticed the striking resemblance. Dateline Hollywood, French International Pictures, announced today that they will do a remake of the Adam and Eve story starring Raquel Welch. The movie will be called How Do You Like Them Apples? And in Las Vegas, Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton signed to perform at the Sands Hotel. When asked what their nightclub act would consist of, the Burtons replied, they will just step out on stage and do their thing. On this basis, the show immediately sold out for all 68 performances. Take it away, Goldie.
Hi. And now peeping into the future. Here's that peeping Tom himself. Dan Rowan. Oh, Dan.
Goldie, your facts may be impeachable, but your enunciation is impeccable.
Naughty boy, you've been peeping again.
California, 1989, 20 years from now. The Queen Mary, aging Long Beach attraction, was removed this week and replaced by the newer Queen Elizabeth. When questioned about the move, Queen Elizabeth had no comment. Tulsa, 1980, it'll sneak up on you. Tulsa, 1989, 20 years from now. The competition among the airlines to introduce the largest jetliner was won today when CFG Airlines announced they had finally succeeded in putting wings on Oklahoma. Hollywood, 1989. Since decreeing 20 years ago that no TV show could win an Emmy twice, the Television Academy tonight gave all 83 of its Emmys to the only show still eligible, the Frank McGee News Report.
Hello. Our Laugh-In News Report seldom presents the classics, but tonight is an exception, as News of the Past takes you back to Shakespeare and one of the greatest love scenes ever written, and shows you how it really happened.
Romeo! Romeo! Wherefore art thou? Romeo! Why? Listen, darling, I've been asking everybody where you were.
Science has given us a new word, cryogenics. This is the process of quick freezing living persons to be revived at a future date, when presumably the world will be a better place. So far, the idea hasn't caught the public fancy, but ad agencies are working on it. Trust me.
And our client has perfected a process. It's a method of preserving people indefinitely in extreme cold. This is a gigantic operation. It's up to us to come up with an ad campaign that's worthy of it. You boys got anything yet? Whacker?
Well, Chief, we're trying to work up a spin-off on Better Bodies with Bird's Eye.
No, Whacker. That may be a little touchy. How about you, Tebbit?
Well, we were thinking of a group plan called an icicle built for two.
That's fabulous. Fab. How about it, boys? I think that may be it.
Hold it, Chief. Forget the whole campaign. The quick freezing process is no good.
What?
Some bakery just tried it on a batch of breakfast rolls, and they all shattered to little bits.
Well, what's that got to do with us?
Well, do you think people are going to go for this gimmick when there's a good chance they're going to freeze their buns to pieces?
And now for those of you who just live for the sports news, here's old-faced sporting life himself, Alan Seuss.
Hi, sports addicts. Big Al here, dribbling in the old bull ring. Oh, I love that bell. Featurette. There's been a big hue and cry about the lagging attendance at the sulky races, and I say, why not? If the horses want to sulk, don't let them race. I mean, really, guys, who wants to watch a bunch of grumpy ponies? Get yourself some smiley horsies, and the world will beat a path to your pari-mutual. Whatever that is. Ta-ta.
Well, that's the Laugh-In News for tonight, folks, and we certainly hope it tickled your fancy.
And if not, be sure to stay tuned next week when we will have twice as much news for those of you with extra-large fancies.
ever so insulted in my life. I didn't come here to be grabbed.
Me neither.
I did.
I didn't know that.
Davy, what's that?
Oh, that's a sundial.
What's it for?
Well, it's an ancient device used for telling time.
Oh, boy, what do they think of next?
Goldie, you know something? If I were a citizen, I'd marry you in the morning.
Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle.
Funky. Stranger than truth.
Little Lenny Goldberg of Alton, Kansas, was born a child prodigy. At 2 years, he could read and write, and at 3, had finished the entire Encyclopedia Britannica, making corrections as he went, of course. And only last week, at the age of 8, little Lenny was offered a full professorship in societal mechanistics at Oxford University. However, little Lenny was forced to decline the appointment on the grounds that the clammy British climate would be detrimental to the health of his rubber duck.
This has been Stranger Than Truth.
Mr. Holmes, I'd say this man was shot at 12 noon Greenwich time.
Just think. If he'd been shot in California, he'd still have an hour to live.
How do you feel after 6 months in solitary?
Had absolutely no effect on me. Just lucky I had that horse to talk to, or I would have gone crazy. What am I doing? You're really
Alan, go to your room.
Honey, Chelsea, would you help me with this bill? I'm terrible at arithmetic.
Oh, Goldie, what kind of bunny are you if you can't even multiply?
See the new musical hit of the year, a huge smash with knockout performances. See the biting satire of Jimmy Brown and Doris Day in The Marquis de Sade Sings Again. And here they are, folk.
Did you know I'm under the spell of your charms? Did you know I'm insane about you? Did you know I'm in excruciating pain?
It's time now for the Flying Fickle Finger of Fate Award.
Who gets the little goodie this week?
The voters of the city of Youngstown, Ohio.
The whole city?
The whole city.
What'd they do, elect Mayor Daley?
No, not in Youngstown, no. You see, for the 6th time in 2 years, the voters of Youngstown voted down an increase in school taxes.
So a lot of cities do that.
Yeah, but in Youngstown, they don't even have enough money to keep the schools open that they have now. They sent 28,000 students home at Thanksgiving, couldn't afford to open the schools again until January the 2nd.
Thrifty, huh?
Oh, yeah. And they won't even buy the kids new textbooks.
Still using antiquated textbooks.
Well, the kids in Youngstown can open their school books and read that someday we'll be able to freeze food. And maybe someday, soon, we can put a man into outer space.
Gadzooks. Youngstown really keeps up, huh?
Oh, yeah.
What do you say we give it to them?
I'd say they got it coming.
All right.
Award up?
Yeah. Voters of Youngstown, see the pretty statue. Take the pretty statue and stick the pretty statue in your pretty pencil box.
And tune in next week, folks, when the Flying Fickle Finger of Fate Award, or the Nifty Knuckle as it's known backstage, goes to California Governor Ronald Reagan. There's no reason right now, but we're sure he'll come up with one by next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Artie Johnson, with the call of the sassy turquoise puce-winged screamer.
Well, what do you know? What a lovely bird.
Oh, that's the most beautiful thing I ever heard.
Thank you. We'll be in London in an hour.
Excuse me, I don't wish to interfere with your concentration, but is that not Clapper's new book? And what do you think of it?
I think it's ridiculous. The whole thing depends on coincidence. And life isn't really like that at all. I remember when I was a small child in Johannesburg, South Africa.
Johannesburg, South Africa?
Yes.
A little white house at the edge of a jungle?
Yes, that's right.
You wandered off when you were 5 years old and got lost?
Yes, I did.
Oh, my son!
Mother! Oh, Mother!
Oh, your father went to search for you. Oh. That was the last I ever saw of him. Oh, poor Timothy, I wonder what happened.
Oh, Mother.
I was finally captured by a tribe of hungry natives. They almost sautéed me when the chief, who somehow spoke English, took pity on me and helped me to escape.
It was nothing. Anyone in my position would have done the same thing, Bwana. Good thing I spoke English, thanks to a missionary I met.
And I did a good job, but you haven't forgotten a word.
Oh, joy! We're all together at last. Oh, what a happy day this is for the Lost Vogel family.
Lost Vogel? But my name's Wasserman.
Baumgarten here.
When I say is that really?
I worked in North Africa.
Sorry, my mistake.
Quick, Holmes, give me the mirror.
Mm-hmm. Yeah? What do you think, Watson?
It's amazing, Holmes. No cavities. Must be depressed.
Can't stand it. Tough gods, hard work, lousy food.
Don't worry. After you're out, you'll only remember the good times.
Go to your room.
I'm in my room.
Chilly, Goldie. Well, no wonder, silly, you forgot your eyelashes.
Gunsmoke just ended, and Matt Dillon is alive and well.
Very interesting. But here comes that Tinkerlink network again. Poo-poo-poo.
Hello, David. Hello. Could you tell me how they vote in a nudist colony?
By a show of hands?
Wasn't it Dr. Christian Bernard who said the way to a man's heart is through his next of kin?
Goldie, did you know that Christopher Columbus died in jail?
No, I haven't read a newspaper all week. Hey, Davy.
What?
What does alien mean?
Oh, I don't know. It sounds fine to me. Is that another chicken joke?
Hey, Goldie, what does evaporate mean?
Evaporate means will you dry up?
Hey, Joanne, what does coincidence mean?
Oh, Buddy, I was going to ask the same thing.
If you were marooned on a desert island, you could only take one thing, what would it be?
I think it'd be a motorboat.
Oh, come on, Alan. You know it would be a rubber duck.
I'm sending my wife to Alaska on vacation.
Well, won't the climate disagree with her?
It wouldn't dare.
If Ina Ray Hutton married Jim Hutton and bought a motorcycle, she would be Ina Ray Hutton, 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 Hutton,
Hello. Is she gone yet? Is she gone?
I think so.
Last night, the Burbank Symphony played Beethoven.
How'd it go?
Well, Beethoven was 12, Burbank was nothing.
I say, Holmes, what makes you think it's a crime of passion?
No, the suspect and I just reenacted the crime.
Oh, good news, dear. I'm not going to the chair.
Good news! After I borrowed on your insurance to buy these clothes?
Maybe I can get him to change.
I work in the penthouse room.
I'm working the living room.
Oh, I work in the boiler room.
If Forrest Tucker formed a company with Lorne Greene, they'd call it Forrest Lorne.
If Edith Head married John Payne, and they had quintuplets, well, there'd be an awful lot of little head pains around that house.
If Shirley Jones married Davy Jones, but still dated Dean Jones, Jack Jones, and Parnelly Jones, she'd be a busy bird. Artie, go to your cage.
Hey, I noticed a lot of activity in your dressing room.
Well, I'm having a little beauty contest.
You're having a beauty contest in your dressing room?
Yeah, I'm trying to pick Miss November for Playboy magazine.
Miss November? It's just February.
Picky, picky, picky.
Look, I suppose it does take time, though, to find a girl with beauty, talent, poise, charm.
Well, no, it's kind of hard to find a girl that'll fold in 3 places that doesn't mind having a staple in her bippy.
Is H.H. going to drop by?
H.H.? Hubert Humphrey? What would he do with November? What's that?
No, not Hubert Humphrey. H.H. Playboy. Yeah.
Oh, Howard Hughes. Oh, he could buy November.
I'm talking about Hugh Hefner. Doesn't he make the final choice?
What he does in his spare time is no concern of mine.
No. Let me see if I got this right. You have 30 beautiful girls in your dressing room. Yeah. Voluptuous, buxom...
Zoftic.
Zoftic girls, and you have to select one. Now, how do you choose?
Oh, hit and miss.
Hit and miss?
Yeah, I hit on one. If she gives me the wrong answer, she misses.
Dick, go to your room.
Heck with that. I'm going to my room.
All right, that's a better idea. Speaking of potpourri, here is potpourri.
Did you hear the news? The Emperor Julius's wife just had a baby.
Oh, cesarean?
Well, I certainly hope so.
Miss Carriage?
That's courage.
Miss Courage, you're taking too much time with your coffee break. I can't allow any of my employees to take that much time on coffee breaks. I'm replacing you with a computer. You're fired. Coffee breaks. Hey, what's wrong with this computer?
This computer?
Yes.
Oh, this computer won't work unless you put coffee in it.
Oh, remember, folks, tickets are still available for the Folsom Prison's annual All Convicts Review. Bars and Stripes Forever, co-starring 87564 and 45182. And introducing that exciting new discovery, 84531. It'll kill you.
Oh, boy, am I tired. I just spent the whole day at a demonstration, clubbing students, gassing protesters, dragging peaceniks off to jail. Of course, it isn't all fun.
I don't know why they're discontinuing the passenger train. Oh, I know planes get you there faster. But who do you see through the windows? Plane brakes don't screech. They don't have whistles. And nobody punches your ticket. If saving time's your only problem, why not have flying trains?
Mr. President, the carpenter is here.
Oh, fine. Send him right in. Hello.
Hi.
How long would it take you to cut through that wall and make an office for the vice president?
No, just about a couple of hours.
Oh, really? Spiro, how long would it take you to move in? An hour? Good. Okay. All right, fine. You go ahead. Get the office ready by 12. He'll move in from 12 to 1. You take a lunch break, and then come back at 1 o'clock and seal the wall up again, okay?
Okay, you got 10 minutes, lady.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, gumdrop, you're gorgeous.
Oh, you love it when we get out, dear. We have a new car.
Oh, that's great.
What's a car?
A car's a box where people ride around in.
Oh, and your brother Eddie called. He bought himself a color television.
Oh, that's terrific.
What's a television?
Well, it's a box and you see real shows on in living color.
And Eddie bought the kids a Greek urn.
What's a Greek urn?
About $1.50 an hour.
Now that I remember.
The most asked question this week is, who is the fastest rug layer in the world? The answer is Mr. Bert Schneider of Bangor, Michigan, who laid the rugs of his entire 7-room house in 14 minutes and 23 seconds.
In answer to the second most asked question of the week, the strangest disappearance on record is the case of the missing wife and the 7 rooms of furniture as reported by Mr. Bert Schneider of Bangor, Michigan. Well, you said Michigan, too. It's really Michigan, right?
No, well, they say Michigan, I know.
Oh.
Michigan.
We say Michigan.
Michigan.
You say what you want to say. We will say Michigan.
This week's question was submitted by the entire Danish handball team and Rover, their pet gourd.
Very interesting. But if you thought that was dumb, wait till you see this next commercial.
Horse!
Watson? Here. The murderer was fond of flowers and liked German food.
Now, how did you know that, Mr. Holmes?
Well, the police just found him in a greenhouse eating Wiener Schnitzel.
Incredible, Mr. Holmes.
Elementary, my dear Watson.
Very interesting. But he wienered when he should have schnizzled the
Look at this. Manacles, chains. That Tudget's criminal.
You're right. Nobody wears bracelets with stripes. Class.
Yeah. You know, when you're angry, you're beautiful.
Now remember your responsibility as a bunny. When you walk on that floor, I want you to really wiggle it.
Yes, sir.
Go to your room.
Well, Dick, it's time for our Discovery of the Week, and we got a real find. We got a find.
Good. Another baggie, huh?
No, that's Biggie, you dingling.
Biggie, you dingling, huh? I like that. What does the U stand for?
Well, that's not our discovery. Our discovery is Red Dog Weber.
Red Dog Weber is here?
Very
Oh, great. Jumps through hoops and everything?
No. It's not an animal act. It's Red Dog Weber.
Oh.
World-renowned virtuoso of the boom bass.
The boom bass? You're putting me on.
Would I?
We have a guy here that is going to actually play the boom bass?
Yeah.
What's a boom bass?
I don't know, but you're going to find out if you watch and listen.
Good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Red Dog Weber.
Oh, wow.
And I want you to
Dog, I want to teach you some new tricks.
Well, could you hear that all right? How'd you like it? I said, how'd you like it?
Oh, it's about the best boom bass I ever heard in my life.
Oh, really? How many have you heard?
Just Red Dog, that's about it. He's a lifetime supply right there.
Will you stop yelling at me?
I can't hear you.
It is truly written that the lion shall lie down with the lamb. But what then of the dancing maiden and the traveling Shah?
What's this all about?
Oh, are you kidding, Judy? Now, you think your best friends are not going to give you a bridal shower?
But I'm not getting married.
Oh, Judy, don't do that. Certainly all right.
Squeeze a word, fellas, but something tells me that it's bucket time.
Your check, gentlemen.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I'll get the check, Davy.
Oh, no, Henry. No, it's my turn.
Oh, no, Davy, you got it last time.
Henry, I invited you.
It's my pleasure.
Henry, it's my turn.
I enjoy pain.
Henry, let's not argue about this.
Okay, it's your turn.
Henry, you don't happen to have $10 you could loan me, dear? See, left my wallet, you know. All this stuff, man.
Holmes, she did it.
But, Mr. Holmes, if I'm found guilty of killing my husband, well, then you and I will never be able to see each other again. Verstehen? What do you think?
I think it's a clear case of suicide, my dear.
You devil.
Hey, that looks like a good pile of gravel.
Oh, darn, it's supposed to be mother and child.
Alan, go to your room.
I'm sorry, sir, but rules are rules, and we bunnies simply cannot date customers.
Well, what kind of a roommate are you?
Bananas.
David, come here. I just discovered something.
Hey, who's the new bunny?
See you back at the hut.
Hey, we got a pretty important week coming up, huh?
Well, I guess so.
You know what Thursday is?
Yeah, thirsty's when you need a drink.
I didn't say thirsty, Thursday. Thursday.
Oh, the questions are easy this week.
Yeah, okay. What's Thursday?
The middle of the week.
No.
It's not the middle of the week.
Well, yeah, it is the middle.
Aha, got you again?
This Thursday is that special day we set aside for romance.
Well, every day is Ladies' Day with me.
I'm talking about Valentine's Day.
I'm talking about Audrey.
Thursday is the day when all-consuming flames of passion and amour devour us in acts of love.
You know Audrey?
Now, let's not start with Audrey again. I'm talking about the kind of love where a man puts a woman on a pedestal.
You got something going I don't know about?
You should send a Valentine to all the women in your life. You should send a heart to Audrey.
Oh, better than that.
I don't want to hear about it.
I sent her a transplant.
A transplant.
When her heart beats for me, her heart beats for me. Thump, thump, thump,
Yes,
thump,
all right.
thump.
And you should send one to your mother.
My mother?
You love your mother, don't you?
Well, not the same way I love Audrey.
No, of course. No. So, friends, moving right along, let's thump along to the mod world of love and marriage.
First, there's a church with a nice little aisle.
Here comes the bride with her tight little smile.
And a groom in a suit that's a bit out of style.
Well, what do you know? Hello, love and marriage.
Next comes the Rice and Mendelssohn tune.
Up in the car for a short honeymoon.
Then that horrible thought that you've married too soon.
Let's give it a go. Hello, love and marriage.
Then you discover his ticks and his flaws.
Then come the bills and the mother-in-law.
You'd like to split, but you hang in because.
What do you know?
Hello, baby carriage. I'll have to live with the joy and the pain.
I'll try getting used to the ball and the chain.
And that sneaky suspicion I'm going insane.
Well, on with the show.
Hello, love, let's give it a go. Hello, love, well, what do you know? Hello, love and marriage.
2 little words and your freedom is through.
Your youth was gone when you whispered, I do. What is this change that is happening to you?
What do you think?
Married, wear and tearing.
Footloose and carefree are things of the past.
They skip along and your life goes so fast.
And those
If anyone here knows why this couple should not be joined in holy matrimony, let him speak.
Immediately!
Now, Chapter 41, Book 13 of You Can't Win.
Honey, do you love me more now than you did when we first got married?
Of course I do. Infinitely more.
Well, if you hated me so much then, how come you married me?
No, I didn't hate you when I married you.
But you hate me now, and now you're ready to cast me aside. All right, you can have your freedom.
The last wedding I went to, the minister asked, "Who will give this bride away?" And 8 guys raised their hands. It was enough to make you want to cry. I mean it.
Now, Chapter 6, Book 33 of You Can't Win.
Sweetikins, am I the only girl you ever really loved?
Huh?
I said, am I the only girl you ever really loved?
Yeah, you know there's never been anyone but you, dear.
Oh, well, in other words, you really mean that you married me because no one else would have you.
Ah, there were plenty of other girls.
What? You animal! You mean that after you had your fill of all the other girls, you married me as the last resort, huh? Well, I'm leaving. That's it for you. Taking my bird and leaving. In order to achieve successful marriage, you must have mutual trust and mutual funds. Lots.
And do you, Susan Silver, take this man to be your lawful wedded husband, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health?
I think I'll take better, healthy, and richer.
Well, I think it's time to say goodnight, Dick.
Good night, Dick.
Good night, Dick.
I used to know all that stuff.
Good night, Dick.
Go to your room.
You're right. Next week, we have a show that...
As soon as the sound man up in the booth gets his headset on, I'd like to tell you what my aunt once told me.
Yeah, what did she once told you?
Well, that can't be right.
Well, I heard it someplace.
She was trapped in a mammoth cave for 3 weeks with 200 horned owls.
Well, we sneaked past that one. Go ahead.
Would you be at all interested in hearing what she said when she came out? She was trapped for 14 days
in a mammoth cave with horned toads.
Yes, no, owls. Dummy. She came out and she said, "Blow in my ear all you want. I just don't give a hoot."
Because that's a good thing they weren't toads. Good night, everybody. Hope you had a good time.
Good night.
This show makes a lot of people happy on Monday night at 9 o'clock when it's over.
Hello. My sister-in-law's a kleptomaniac. Whenever she leaves, I feel something's missing out of my life.
Got you around.
Hello, and take your rubber duck.
Rubber duck? How about a walnut?
Hey, Dan, what do you get if you cross a parrot with a politician?
A bird that speaks out of both sides of its beak.
Wrong.
Thought you never asked. The only thing wrong about divorce is that you have to travel an awful lot to miss it about.
What did he say?
A chrysanthemum by any other name would be much easier to pronounce.
I'm on a fun diet.
Oh, JJ, that doesn't sound like much fun. What do you eat?
Bourbon omelets.
Oh, Dad!
Yeah, Goldie.
What does a perennial mean?
You ask me that every year.
Dick?
Yes, Judy.
I can't get my door open. Hold on
Well, let me give you a hand
Good,
here.
that's it then. Listen, parties. I'm about to run out of dresses.
Well, could I interest you in running a little faster? Huh?
Well, just allow you read us. I just almost broke our engagement. You understand what I'm talking about? They're so handsome, but they're dumb.
Chelsea.
Yes, Dave.
Hey, do you still like to play with paper dolls?
No, I cut them out long ago.
Oh, yes, and now she cuts out rubber ducks. This is exhausting.
One thing about hardcore pornography, it still comes in plain, soft brown wrappers.
Ruth,
Yeah.
what do you prefer most in a man, wealth or appearance?
Appearance, and the sooner the better.
You bet your sweet baby.
Dick, do you know what? I never miss Peyton Place. I never watch it, and I never miss it.
That heady young man.
I got my wife a new beauty soap that makes rough, wrinkled skin disappear. Now I can't find her anywhere.
I just saw a giant sausage 50 feet long.
Boy, that sounds like a lot of baloney to me.
When I die, I'm going to give my eyes to Richard Burton.
Why is that, Davy?
Well, you know, it'll give me a chance to look at something worthwhile for a change.
I told you before I got here around.
Take all your rubber ducks. You know what I'm saying?
Rubber ducks.
Then you want to rubber ducks.
Hey, Joanne.
Joe and I are working on a tunnel. You want to help?
Yeah, you go ahead. I think I'll make a sandcastle.
I'm really awfully sorry you're leaving us, Bunny Judy. It's going to be very difficult to find someone who can fill your shoes.
Bet you sweet bunny.
This program was pre-recorded so that our cast could take advantage of double stamp night at the Jose Greco's School of Flamenco.
Very interesting. And Davy Jones, what a cute little monkey. Good night, Lucy. Oh, and Lucy, tell Gary to go to his room and take along his rubber duck and a walnutto.
The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Greer Garson. Oh, Miss Garson, whenever I see you, I just go all mushy inside. Oh, I'm just a little fellow, but I'm so fond of you, and you're so kind and gentle and everything. Could I have your...
Look, we've got a show to get on, so bug off, little fellow, will you?
Oh, isn't she marvelous? And to think, she took time out of her busy schedule just to talk to me. Goldie told a joke to Artie Johnson.
And Artie passed it on to Alan Sue.
Alan told Teresa.
And Teresa told Pam.
Then Dick and Dan told Ruth and Joanne. Then Jeremy told Greer and Greer told Henry. Henry said it shaggy as a pop.
He told an oldie.
Right back to Goldie.
And everybody laughed it off. I don't get it. Everybody laughed it off. If an apple a day keeps the doctor away, what do you have to eat to get him to make a house call? Miss Garson, my uncle came down with a case of hives, so the doctor applied honey.
Oh, Ruth, did it help?
No, not only does he still have hives, but now the bees are living in them.
Oh.
Hey, Goldie, does the high cost of living bother you?
No, I live on the ground floor apartment.
Greer, I understand that President Nixon is worried about what steps to take in Latin America.
Well, when I was there, the bossa nova was very big.
I'm supposed to call you. Anyway,
Hey, Joanne!
Yes, Teresa!
Who were the first Weight Watchers?
Well, actually, it was Lady Godiva's neighbors. They couldn't wait to watch her.
Say, Dan.
Yes.
What did they get when they crossed Sophia Loren with a Polaroid camera?
I don't know, Artie. What?
A girl who developed in 60 seconds.
Yes! You again, Teresa?
Yeah.
What is it? What is it?
You know, now that they're teaching sex education in school,
Uh-huh.
I understand they're changed the 3 R's to reading, writing, and reproduction.
Hey, you know, I was at a party last week with Elizabeth Taylor.
Gee, really?
Yeah.
Did you see her better half?
Yeah, and I saw Richard Burton there, too.
Oh, Miss Garson, it's been so great having you on the show. I just adore you.
Well, it's very sweet of you, Henry. And now I'll tell you something. Bug off, little fella.
A giggle has been known to lead to laughter, and laughter always wins a loving cup. Let's try a giggle, a wink and wiggle, and everybody laughing up, up, up. Everybody laughing up.
And now, from the main ballroom of Pastore's Perfect Poultry Plucking Palace in beautiful downtown Burbank, NBC, the I Don't Care network, throws another chapter of Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In your way. Starring hard-riding, fast-shooting Dan Rowan and his adorable side saddle mate, Dick Martin. Tonight's extra special guest, Greer Garson, known to her close friends as Miss Greer Garson. And the usual assortment of delightful doo-doos. Artie Johnson with Ruth Buzzy, Henry Gibson, Goldie Hawn, Alan Sue, and petite little Joanne Worley. Not to mention Teresa Graves, Pamela Rogers, Jeremy Lloyd, and others. And me, I'm Gary Owens, appearing as Morgul the Friendly Drell. Now, watch this. Meet Mrs. Anna Farquhart, mother of 10. Mrs. Farquhart, why do people often mistake you for your teenage daughter?
Probably their eyes ain't too good.
NBC says, if it feels good, do it. Evidently, this makes NBC feel good. So they are going to do it. And now, I would like to...
Hold it, Miss Greer Garson. I know this is your first big spot on the show, and I want to help you get it right.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you, Goldie.
Good. That's good. You know, I'm glad to do it. I used to have trouble with these things, and now it's easy.
Well, I hope I can handle it.
I just... Now. Just read the words on the cards. There slowly and clearly, okay? And don't goof.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are Dan Rowan and Dick Martin.
Now, don't get upset, Miss Greer Garson. Everybody goofs. First time.
Well, there's got to be some order
Well,
here.
such unrestrained
Huh.
quality. Hey, I went by your place yesterday. The whole front yard's filled with chrysanthemums and begonias.
Well, that's very strange. I planted flowers.
Yeah, I didn't know you were so interested in flowers.
I beg your pardon. My new hobby is landscaping and gardening.
Oh, well, that's different. You must have a green thumb.
Well, thank you. You have a nice curly red mustache.
You yin-yang, you know what a green thumb means. It means that when it comes to growing things, you have a natural proclivity.
Aha, must be the crest.
It must be. I guess you're just a born agronomist. Agronomist?
Well, you take that back. No, better than that. In addition to my natural proclivity and my horticulture, I have a Japanese gardener.
Aha, I see.
Her name is Lotus Blossom.
Lotus Blossom. You have a Japanese girl gardener.
Not only that, but she takes care of my begonias. And once a week, she prunes my hedge.
I don't think I want to hear this.
Thins my hibiscus and sprays my aphids. Aphids, makes a wonderful cup of tea, too.
Does she, with the aphid spraying, makes tea? Well, she sure has done wonders in your posy patch.
She ain't bad in the garden, either.
Oh, I'm overjoyed to hear that.
She's got the most gorgeous hibiscus you've ever laid your eyes on.
Oh, I'll wager she does. Hey, what made you decide on flowers as a hobby?
Hobby? Well, my neighbor complained about my other hobby.
Which was?
Spearfishing.
Spearfishing. Why would your neighbor complain about you going spearfishing?
Can't imagine why.
Why
Unless it was the fact that I was spearfishing in his pool.
That might explain.
Yeah. I did pretty good, too. I got an air mattress, 2 rubber ducks, and a 9-pound flounder.
Now, what's the flounder doing there?
A lot of this.
That looks more like a tuna.
Teresa, what are you so upset about?
Well, yesterday, Jamie says I should go out and get a maid, right?
Right.
Well, I go to the agency and I tell them I want to talk about a job for a maid.
Well,
tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, I'm supposed to report to the Brillstein residence.
I just must tell you, darling, you look so nice.
Oh, thank you, Joanne.
What's happened to you?
Well, I picked about 40 pounds.
40 pounds? How did you do that? That's not easy.
I went on the Los Angeles diet.
I don't know the Los Angeles diet. What's that one?
I eat only on the days that Mayor Yorty is in town.
You poor baby, you must be starving.
And now Laugh-In presents Chapter 1 in the story of the Farkle family.
Oh, Frank, you've been at it all day. Why do you feel you have to do everything yourself?
The point is, I did it myself. That way, I know it will work. Excuse me. Hi, Ferd. Why, Ferd Burple. Fanny, you remember my friend, Ferd Burple. Ferd Burple, this is Fanny Farkle.
Hello, Fanny. Say, Frank, this is a fancy flat you got here.
Thanks, Ferd. You know, I did it all myself.
Is that right?
Yes, that's right, Ferd. Frank does everything himself.
That's right, Ferd. I do everything myself. Electrical, plumbing, the whole smash.
Is that right?
There is the thing I didn't do. I mean, I did everything myself. Ask my boy, Junior. Didn't I do everything myself?
Almost, Daddy. Mommy made the curtains.
Isn't he cute?
Oh, Fred, this is our son, Frank Farkle IV.
Yes, Ferd. I'm Frank Farkle III.
Really? I'm Ferd the First.
Isn't this wonderful? In one room, we've got a fourth Farkle, a Frank the Third, and a first Ferd.
And you look like a little Frankfurter yourself.
That's my boy.
That's a fine-looking boy you got there, Frank.
Thanks, Ferd.
Tune in next week, folks, and follow the further foibles of frivolous Ferd and his faithful friend Frank when we hear Ferd say,
It's a fine-looking boy you got there, Frank.
Thanks, Ferd.
I'd like to acquaint you new people with a few of the regulations up here. There's no smoking, no drinking, and no involvement with angels of the opposite sex.
Oh, sir?
Yep.
May I ask you then, what is the great reward? It sounds boring!
I say. Howdy, partners.
You're new in town, ain't you?
Don't knock it. That's all there is between here and Dodge City. In the way of royalty, that is.
Did you use that new margarine?
Tonight's program is pre-recorded. I, however, am live now.
Oh, no, you don't. I call you. What have you got?
4 aces. Gee, I only got 3 aces.
Sorry, pal. 4 of a kind beat 3 of a kind.
Oh, whatever's fair. I only had 2 aces. Could I have a little bat?
No. Go to your room.
Dad!
Mama!
Boy, did I have a time last night.
There it is. There. Hey, there's no time. We got to get to the quickies.
Hey, we were in her apartment, and she had a great record collection on the hi-fi, the best of Frank Sinatra. And
Hey, can
all
we
his
get on with the
biggest
show?
hits.
I don't want to hear about the
It just gave me a great idea.
Oh,
that's
I bet
all.
it did.
Let's do the best of Rowan and Martin.
What are you talking about? We don't sing.
We're in show business, aren't we? You do your best lines, I'll do mine.
What? Why, that'll never work.
Trust me, as George Slaughter always said. Just trust me.
Yeah, I do my lines, you do your lines.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, you'll never guess who's on the show tonight.
The bed broke.
What are your plans for the weekend?
I didn't know that.
No, I don't want to hear about your aunt.
That's what they'd like you to believe.
I suppose it was your invisible Uncle Willard.
Neither did Richard Burton.
Well, now, how would you know? You've never been there.
The elevator stopped, and 5 Lithuanian upholsters got out.
Sure, easy for you to say.
Funny? So do I.
Now, I knew you were, so here are the quickies.
I'll drink to that.
You bet your sweet biffy.
That rhymes with quickie.
Let's.
Herbie, your soup is getting cold. Herbie? I said your soup is getting cold.
Hey, let's go over to Fifth Avenue and bum some change. Okay. You got a cigarette? Boy, if there's anything I hate, it's a moocher.
Would you please bring me a doggy bag?
Certainly, ma'am. Here you are.
Thank you so much.
Are you Irving Lazar?
Yes, I'm Irving Lazar.
Well, congratulations, Irving. Your wife just presented you with a baby boy, George Jr. I don't get it.
Paramount Laundry? I thought you said Paramount Pictures.
Hey, Charlie, how about one for the road?
Hello! Dolly!
Congratulations, my son. You are now a father.
Oh, thank you, Bishop. Here, have a cigar.
Say, what have you got in an inexpensive engagement ring?
Oh, you wait. She'll love this.
Wow! 14 carats! Hubba, hubba!
Millhouse,
maybe we better try it the other way.
I get the feeling we ain't alone.
Aren't alone.
I was right.
I stuck a finger in an AC sock. Right down to the ground. Never use a thing to make it wake up. Take up a whole bench. Who do you think you are? Salvatore Gaspari? You, Miss Ormsby, are going to get all my attention. You, Miss Ormsby, are going to get the full force of my unbridled passion. You, Miss Ormsby, are going to get 30 days for felonious assault. I'm old, but I'm shifty.
Sometime in the not-too-distant future, nudism may be the normal way of life. But there'll always be some bunch of cuckoos who try to swim upstream. Laugh In takes a concerned look at the days when clothes are out and skin is in.
Hi, this is lovely Lou Wasserman with another chapter in this weird, weird world. Please forgive the strange way I appear, but in order to get inside Camp Cover-Up, I was forced to put on clothes. As you know, Camp Cover-Up is an institution here in the New Jersey woods where a group of nonconformists gather and wear clothes. Frankly, running around like this embarrasses me. Really no need to be embarrassed. You're going to get used to clothing. It's really quite natural to wear.
Yes, at first I thought that being a clothist was strange. But now that I've tried it, well, I'll probably never go nude again.
Sir, how long have you been a clothist?
Oh, ever since I was a small child. Mom and Dad always made me wear clothes. They let me run around in diapers.
Well, you see, if we can only get those kids used to wearing clothes early, why, we think it'll beat down a lot of the prejudice against us. I see. Well, being on national television should give you a chance to air your views. On television? Yes. I didn't know the whole world. You're not ashamed of your clothes, are you?
If the good Lord had wanted us to wear clothes, he never would have invented suits and coats.
Listen, may I ask, what is your biggest problem?
Nasty peeping toms like those over there, cheap thrill seekers.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Another look at this weird, weird world.
Something tells me this isn't an honest game.
What would you rather play?
What do you think about Run, Sheep, Run? Really slow like this, and then you just go a little faster. All of a sudden.
Bird.
Burful. And me, I'm Frank Farkle IV.
AM and FM. Next week, something truly unusual is going to take place on our show.
Santa Claus is going to shave his beard off?
Wrong. You weren't even close. Next week, our special guest is Mr. William F. Buckley.
Good old Bill for Buckley, right here on our stage.
Yes, sir. And here's a preview of William F. Buckley.
That's it?
Well, there'll be a lot more next week.
Could I see that picture again?
Sure.
You know, he just could be Santa Claus with his beard shaved off. Have you ever seen them together? No. Think about it.
I never won the Wiki dollar by Henry Gibson. I never won the Wiki dollar. That's 'cause no man is in Ireland but me.
I've been drinking water from some of our rivers and streams. And who says the water is full of industrial waste? Who says it's loaded with garbage? Who says it's killing everything in it?
Bing Crosby, Bing Crosby, Bing Crosby, Bing...
What are you doing?
Well, I mustn't forget to watch his special.
Who's special?
Now you made me forget.
Oh, Mr. Crosby, I've loved you in the road to Morocco. You're really sweet and smashing in the road to Zanzibar. You were magnificent in the road to Hong Kong. But we waited for you on the road to Berlin. You never showed up. But we did enjoy your father, Bob Hope.
Frank?
Barco.
Fine-looking boy you got there, Frank.
Thanks, Ferd.
You're welcome, Frank.
Barco.
The fourth.
Ladies and gentlemen, for you faithful followers of the famous Flying Fickle Finger of Fate Award, it is time now for the fabulous flange. Flail away, fellas.
Oh, Miss Garson, you did that just beautifully.
I know. Gotcha again, little fella. All right, gentlemen, you may proceed now.
I love you.
Big Al here. Oh, isn't that a heavy tinkle? Which reminds me, right now, here comes Burbank's own all-clear signal. Lovely little lady of song, whispering, Joanne Worley.
I'm loud, I'm loud, I'm proud that I'm loud, 'cause people can hear me when I'm in a crowd. Those soft-spoken shy folk are really not my folk, 'cause I am a folk who is
Miss Greer Garson, what is the biggest thrill in your career?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe the night I picked up an Academy Award for Mrs. Miniver.
Oh, that was nice of you. But gee, it's too bad she couldn't be there to pick it up herself.
Come on, Dick, we'll be late for the party.
Oh, it's all right. I was late for the ballet last night.
You went to the ballet? I didn't know you were a ballet fan.
Oh, sure. My brother Peacock Martin. He was a professional ballet dancer.
Peacock Martin?
Yeah, danced in Spain with Jose Greco.
Oh, isn't that keen?
And did very well, too, until someone cut in on them.
That's a terrible old joke.
You think that's a terrible old joke? You should have seen my brother Peacock in a tutu.
Yeah, well, come on, let's go to the party. You're all invited. Yeah.
He was...
Improve my mind or bust?
Well, 2 out of 1 ain't bad, you know.
Greer, do you think integration has made any marked advance in the Deep South?
Oh, yes, indeed it has, Dan. I read where an all-white school just admitted a number of black children do exist.
Boris has always believed that the truth will out. Well, last night his wife found out the truth, and guess what? Now he's out!
Dick!
You sneak up on me all the time.
You know what? I've been using a mouthwash for lovers.
Does it work?
Oh, well, I don't know. I've been so darn busy gargling. My daughter-in-law is so sweet. She gave me my Christmas present early. A set of matched luggage, already packed.
Mr. Osmenko. Mr. Osmenko, you dancing fool, you.
Keep talking. I'm listening.
I'm listening. In America, we have a ghetto problem I'd like to talk about with you.
Oh, certainly, Mr. Roman. Well, in all country, we got it ghetto problem, too.
Oh.
Get out of army, get out of party, get out of country. Quick! It's a big joke in Bialystok.
You know, Pam, it's really a shame all that trash lying around in our public parks.
Yeah, why don't they all get up and get jobs?
Sweden is now having a crime problem with the American military defectors they've admitted. You might say it's a case of Sweden getting its just deserters.
So many people attend the new drive-in churches. We need a new commandment. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's parking place.
You know, when I started in movies, it was quite difficult for an actress to get big parts. But now it's just a simple operation.
Party every week is very interesting. But, you know, you would have thought in the Christmas season they would have had Kris Kringle come down to Chillimany just for the kiddies, you know, something like that.
Ho, 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 ho.
You sure don't look like your pictures. Look at the foot. You better come along with me and I'll clean you up. Meet you in the bunker. Come on.
So bad, partner.
Harry, could it be my breath? Huh? Huh?
Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who may feel the urgency to depart from the enclosure in which you now reside, the forthcoming sequence is predicated upon that supposition because here come the news. Here come the news.
Gee, Miss Garson, that was just great.
Thank you. Henry, come here, little fellow. Bug off! One for the money, two for the bread. When I sucked it too much, sweetie, this is what he said.
What's the news across the nation?
We have got the information in a way we hope will amuse you. We just love to give you our views.
Jet, laugh and looks at the news.
Come up and see me sometime.
Here's Dan.
And now with the news of the present, here's the man to whom the news wouldn't be the news without the news. Here's Sticky.
Try to hold it down. Following recent revelations that some automobile bumpers provide protection only up to 2.8 miles per hour, an industry spokesman offered this solution. In the future, bumpers will remain the same, but cars won't go over 2.8 miles per hour. When asked if they were concerned that loud rock music causes serious hearing loss, 350 avid or avid, teenage music fans unanimously replied, ah? Amen. And now, Goldie, do your thing.
Look out, world, I'm on my way. No, let's try. Look out, world, I'm on my way. Nothing can stop me now.
Goldie, what are you doing? What are you doing there, you little songbird?
I'm doing my thing.
Yeah, well, your thing is introducing me with the news of the future.
Whoopee! Ladies and gentlemen, here with the future news is Rowan Dan Rowan. Big thing. That was a big thing.
Yes, it was.
Look out, world, I'm
Thank you very much, Goldie. Oh, you're not going to do any more. Los Angeles, 1990, 20 years from now. A large group of angry, choking, coughing citizens groped their way to downtown Los Angeles today to form an organization to demand effective smog control. When asked if they thought they could fight City Hall, they said, "Fight City Hall? We can't even find City Hall." Smoggy out. Miami Beach, Florida, 1989, 20 years from now. With the merger of the Protestant and the Jewish religions now a reality, spokesman for the combined faiths said, "Things are working out great since we added seltzer to the baptismal water. We can now christen babies and burp them at the same time."
Laughing news goes way down south in the land of cotton for a leisurely look at what's happening in Dixie. Ooh.
But I heard the doorbell ringing. The guests must be arriving.
I didn't hear anything. Poor dear. He's getting old.
Well, Edith married June Wheat, time passes. You know, I think the Colonel had a wonderful idea recreating a night in the Old South. Now, those must have been wonderful days.
Oh, they were, Bobby Joe Jimmy. They were. They were high-blooded men in those days.
But the war came. Times was cruel and hard during the war. The Colonel told me that in winter they had no heat. The Colonel would look up and see the old folks freezing. There they were, the blue and the gray.
Those were the days. And just think, Bobby Joe Jimmy, tonight we're going to recreate those beautiful days. Thanks to the Colonel, Magnolia Mansion will live again.
I just saw the first guests arriving. We'd better start the party.
Yes, Colonel.
Remember now, serve from the left and don't spill anything. And you, boy, when you're carrying the tray, try and shuffle a little when you walk. Like this? And if you drop that tray, boy, I might cut you.
And now, Laughing's News of the Past picks its way carefully through a grove of apple trees to where England's great scientific genius, Sir Isaac Newton, sits pondering on the laws of gravity. Oh, this incident produced one of the greatest milestones in human history. Ooh. That's as good as it gets.
Excedrin headache number 1.
Gotcha again, little fella.
Ladies and gents, laugh and look at the news.
Oh, Miss Garson, that was so great. I brought you a little present, a flower.
Why, Henry, how nice of you. Thank you. Now, I have something for you.
You do? Oh, Miss Garson. Oh, you shouldn't have. Thank you, Miss Garson.
He's a nice little fellow, really, but an easy mark.
What a cute Christmas joke. She gave him a wrapped boxer. And the boxer gave him a wrap.
I think it's funny.
Ho, ho, ho! Well, it's Christmas time, and we're all very busy here at the South Pole.
toy boy.
Once more it's time. You practice your flounder later. Once more it's time for the Mod World, and tonight, Laugh-In looks at extremism.
What a coinky-dinky.
Is that?
Why, only last night I was out with this lady, and I was making some observations on the extreme left and the far right.
Well, I hadn't any idea you were interested in politics.
Who said anything about politics?
Oh,
she had an outlook you couldn't overlook.
No, I'm talking about people who go too far.
Funny, that's what she was talking about.
Is that? No, I'm talking about extremists in anything, not just politics. You know, for example, don't you think we ought to cut down on this excessive violence?
Yes, we've gone too far.
Excessive fashion?
Yes, we've gone too far.
Excessive sex?
Now you've gone too far.
No, really. Rick, now, there are people today who overdo everything, and the average bedrock American family is starting to complain.
Well, any family whose bed is on a rock is bound to complain sooner or later.
Look at this new morality that they call it. Dick, take these dancing naked women.
Well, I'd like to, but they won't stop dancing.
No. I'm trying to tell you about today's extremists.
Extremists?
Yes, extremists. Now, what would you call a man who drinks to extreme, who gambles to extreme, runs around with women to extremes? You'd call him?
A swinger.
A swinger. No, you wouldn't call him a swinger. Now, what I'm trying to say is today we all could use a little moderation.
All righty.
Don't you agree to that?
I
moderation?
Agree. I believe in moderation completely.
Good.
As long as you don't overdo it.
Oh, that's good enough for me. Hey, let's see what Mod World has to say about extremism.
Okay.
Extremism means going too far. I date nothing but extremists. Is that going too far?
Tonight, I lecture on extremism, a major factor in history. Since recorded history, there has been extremism in eating habits. It is known that the first Druid chieftain ate only dried figs, dried raisins, dried prunes. Unfortunately, he fell in a river and blew up.
My neighbor's a religious fanatic. He says the world is going to come to an end next Saturday. He better be wrong. I'm only half finished with the ark.
There is also extremism in sports. For example, a man in Dubuque, Iowa, sat through different sports events each night of his life. Baseball, basketball, football, hockey. He was the first man in medical history to develop a case of athlete's seat.
You realize with this button we can destroy the entire Earth?
That's right, General. Imagine what we could do if they just give us a bigger budget.
Speaking of extremists, that bull right is a cutie. If we had him on our side, the Berlin Wall would be in Pittsburgh, Phoenix, parts of Burbank. Wouldn't be a total loss. Think of it.
I hate people who take extreme positions on a subject. I hate them, hate them, hate them, hate them, hate them.
Hello, dear. How are things at the office today?
Oh, just fine.
Good, good. Well, dinner's nearly ready.
Why don't we get a babysitter for the kids and go out to a movie tonight?
Well, a good idea. What's playing?
I don't know. Let's see. Now, there's Lust in the Night.
Mm-mm.
Passion in the Dust. The Gay Caballero Meets the African Queen.
Gee, is nothing but nudity and sex.
That's right. Just sex, sex, sex. That's all it seems to be.
Well, is sex all they think that people are interested in, for heaven's sake?
Oh,
Well,
that's right.
leave it to Hollywood to overdo a good thing. Sex, sex, sex.
Listen, Mrs. Farkle, Why doesn't the whole Farkle family just stay home and have dinner together?
Oh, that's a fine idea. When it's about dinner time, I'll call the kids in. Mark, Sparkle, Park, Dink, Art, Clark.
Yeah, don't forget Mart, Hart, Bart, and the twins.
Oh, Simon and Garfunkel. Bring the little ones.
Hello, Ferd.
Hello, Frank. It's a fine-looking family you got there, Frank.
Thanks, Ferd.
In keeping with Laughing's probing look at extremists, we have once again brought you the Farkle family.
If there's one thing I can't stand, it's a middle-of-the-road fanatic.
Oh, Miss Garson, I sure enjoyed that look at extremism. I guess mostly because it had something important to say.
Yes, I agree. And I, too, have something important to say, little fellow. Bug off, will you? And this time, stay bugged off.
I think she's getting to like me. She just autographed my shirt.
Well, they cleaned me out, Miss Kitty.
Oh, poor baby, would you like to dance?
Sure would, Miss Kitty.
Okay.
Hate that when you do that.
You know, for a big man, he sure is light in his feet.
Well, it's time to say goodnight, Dick.
In a minute, Den.
Hale.
Yeah. Rowan, I just want to say thank you to the nurses of the world. Keep up the good work, nurses of the world. You almost make it fun to be sick.
Well, they do a good job, and it's nice of you to be so thoughtful.
Thank you. You see, I just met this adorable nurse named Gisela.
Yeah, I should have figured.
She says the way I operate, I should have been a brain surgeon.
Never would have passed a physical. Say goodnight, Dick.
Good night, Dick. Good night, nurse of the world. Good night, Gisela.
Good night, Dick.
Gisela, you give a new meaning to the words angel of mercy. Shave that one and send her to my bunker.
Good night, everybody. Is that you?
Yes.
Did you hear that Flipper got arrested?
Yes, I understand he crossed the state line for immoral purposes.
Joanne?
What is it, Henry?
Jeez.
I'm right here. Never fear.
Did you hear about the new Italian cheerleader?
No, Henry, what about the new Italian cheerleader? What was the Italian cheerleader's name?
Sis Gumba.
Miss Pearson, what do you get if you cross...
That's Miss Garson.
Oh, Miss
It's all right,
Garson.
Garson, yes?
What do you get if you cross a turtle with a chicken?
An egg that won't come out of its shell.
No.
What you get if you cross a canary with a hockey player?
A cheapskate?
Goldie?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're there. Do you believe in coincidences?
Funny! I was just going to ask you that.
Jeremy, what do you get if you cross the Phantom and the Opera with a cow?
The Ghost and Mrs. Moo.
What do you get if you cross Greer Garson with John Lindsay's wife?
Easy for you to say. The guest and Mrs. Mayer.
Right.
Miss Garson, what do you get when you cross a strong wind with a pussycat?
The Gust and Mrs. New.
Am I paranoid? Is somebody following me?
Nobody's following you.
Oh, thank goodness, I'm paranoid. Stop.
Artie Johnson!
Hello, Joanne Worley, the quiet, strong one.
How are you, darling?
Yes, I'm here and I'm listening.
Listen, here's the question.
Yes.
Why were you late tonight?
Ain't Miss, an answer is coming to me.
Okay.
I got...
Yeah.
It's still coming to you.
A little
The
static.
Ghost and Mrs. Moo.
That's mine.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Why are you after me like that?
You are paranoid.
Why are there so many babies out of wedlock?
I can't think of one legitimate reason.
Stop it!
Before we start this game, Let's all put our guns on the table.
Okay.
That's all for tonight, kiddies. And remember, do unto others as you would have them.
Very interesting. And that Greer Garson. What a lovely to look at bundle from Britain.
Why, Wolfgang, I think you're lovely too.
Miss Garson, thank you, but I'm spoken for.
Who is she? I'll scratch her eyes out.
Her name is Gisela, and she's a nurse in the Bremen Home for the Incurably German.
Are we the same, Wolfgang?
Perhaps in another place, in another time, it would have been different.
Give her up, Wolfgang. She's no good for you.
I'm sorry, Miss Greer Garson. You'll have to learn to live without me. Lucy, I was just kidding around. That nurse means nothing to me. You're still #1 on my hit parade. And Gary, you're #2. So try harder. Gisela's gonna kill me.
You know, little fella, I've been thinking it over, and you really are rather cute.
I'm adorable if you only knew.
Oh, Henry! Why, Henry, I didn't know you really cared.
Oh, I do. Garson's back and Gibson's got her.